Good. Hey there, you guys. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching. Welcome to the Keep the Faith podcast. I am your host, Tori, and I have with me a guest, Miss Alicia Carter. She's also a realtor. And before we get with the reason why we're here today, Miss Alicia, tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, of course, my name is Alicia Carter, formerly Alicia Taylor. So I go by Alicia T. Carter. I am originally from St. Louis, Missouri. I've been in South Carolina since 2010. I took a step out on faith, and it was one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life. I am a real estate agent, a travel agent, and a South Carolina Notary Public. I also do some baking on the side. I love to bake. I love to cook. I love making people smile with my food. And I'm married. Been married for 3 years. We have 5 children together, 9 grandchildren.
Oh,
Yeah, I think so. It may be 8. I don't know. I lost count. I know I have one on the way though too. So, but
congratulations.
And I am organizing a breast cancer walk next week, and I'm so excited.
And of course, you guys know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. So that is actually why we're here. We actually are here to talk about the breast cancer walk, which is going to be on next Saturday. Matter of fact, tell us a little bit about the tell us about what's going to take place next Saturday.
So next Saturday we'll start on-site registration at 7:30 a.m. You can also register on Eventbrite. Prior to the event, we'll start off at 8:30 with prayer by Reverend Cookie or Reverend Sandra Carter at 8:30 a.m. And then Miss Akiana Planter is going to warm us up before that. And we'll actually start walking at 9. The walk will take place at 145 East Chevy Street. We'll be in the vicinity of the DHEC Department of Mental Health, downtown Florence. So you can enter from Chevy Street and park on the parking lot there. And we'll also have parking at the BTC building. And we'll walk around down Dark and back around Baruti and Railroad Way and around, I think it's 3.5 times or 3 times to get the 5K/3.1 miles. So we'll have a bouncy house for the kiddies. It's a Barbie and Ken theme, pink and blue. So we plan to paint Florence or this downtown Florence pink and blue. Barbie will be there. I did get Barbie. Ken won't be able to make it, but Barbie's a star anyway. So we'll have health screenings by Revived Medical School or medical training facility. They'll be doing blood glucose screenings, blood pressure monitoring, and vitals. The Florence Fire Department will be there. So we're going to have a nice time. We'll have donuts and coffee and a few other refreshments.
Okay, let me ask you this question because, of course, for me personally, I have close friends, family members. I have a close friend that's actually, I have a close friend that have battled with cancer. I have relatives and friends that have actually transitioned from cancer. Why is breast cancer or cancer in general, why is that such a, why is it so important to you?
So unfortunately, most of my relatives on my father's side of the family have died of some form of cancer. And last year, my father was diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2010. Fast forward to 2022, at the end of the year, he was having some hip pain, and he just wrote it off as getting old. He kept having this hip pain. Unfortunately, it was the cancer had came back, and it had metastasized to his bones. In March, I got a call that he was hospitalized and that they found bony tissue on his liver, I think it was at that time. And he was pretty much in denial. And unfortunately, on Father's Day last year, we lost my father to prostate cancer. I found out that prostate cancer is the brother to breast cancer. So when I got back to Florence, it may have been a mind thing. It may have just been God. I don't know what it was, but I was experiencing some pain. So I went to my GYN, and because of my family history, because my mother's a breast cancer survivor and colon cancer survivor, but so because of my history, she suggested genetic testing. So I got the genetic testing done, and I do have a mutant gene. So I have the ATM gene. So I have a higher risk to be diagnosed with breast cancer and pancreatic cancer. My GYN suggested I have a double mastectomy, and my cousin, she's a RN. I have a cousin that's a doctor. They were like, no, no, we're not helping nobody's kids go to college. You don't have breast cancer. You just have a greater risk to be diagnosed. So let's try to get, find out a different or an alternative, remedy for this. So now I get 2 mammograms a year and 2 MRIs a year. And if I had not found out through genetic testing, although I am high risk because of my family history, I wouldn't have known that I had, a greater chance. Well, I know I have a greater chance because all my family is pretty much, but so that's, I just think, so over the summer, Desiree, who's doing this with me, she and I were trying to figure out a way to get back to the community. That's something we had been talking about all summer. And one night I was laying in bed and I was like, breast cancer. That's a perfect, because of my story. And she's like, okay, let's go with it. And we said, well, let's do a walk. We found out it takes about 6 months to do a walk, and we planned it in 2 months. So that's why early detection is very important. I have some really young cousins that have been diagnosed with breast cancer at like 31. 2 cousins. One of my other cousins on my father's side, she had the BRCA gene, which is the worst cancer gene that you can have. And she had a double mastectomy and a hysterectomy, but she caught it early and she's still with us. So early detection is really, 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 really important. And genetic testing, you can get a free BRCA genetic test at the age of 25. That's the one gene that they'll test anybody for that has a history. So I think that's important. And I forgot to tell you, we do have Best Chance. Best Chance, they offer complimentary breast cancer screening and ovarian cancer screenings, and they'll be there to sign people up at the breast cancer.
Okay. That sounds good. Now, let me say this. What encouraging words would you give to women as well as men that may not want to go to the doctor? Because just like which I've discovered over the past 2 years, just like women, men can also suffer from breast cancer as well. So what words of encouragement would you give to men and women that don't like to go to the doctor? Because you know how we do. I mean, I'm guilty too. But even though I do get my mammograms, but not everybody want to go to the doctor. What words would you give to men and women to encourage them to get the testing which is necessary to detect the early signs of breast cancer and any other type of cancers? Because men don't like. I've talked to some men that don't like to do the prostate check. I talked to men that don't like to do the colonoscopy. Mm-hmm. They don't like to do that. So what would you say to those people that do not like to go to the doctor?
Most of the reason that I do anything that I do is because of my why. My why is my children, my grandchildren, my husband, my family. And if you want to be here for them, the best thing for you to do is to go. I experienced lots of obstacles trying to coordinate this whole event, but every time I reached a hurdle, I ended up talking to somebody that's fighting breast cancer, and they were like, "Do it, Alicia, do it. We need for people to do this. So go ahead, just keep fighting. You'll do it. You'll get it." So, one night I was scrolling Facebook because that's what I do late at night, but I've learned to meditate now. But anyway, I was scrolling Facebook one night and I saw this lady drinking this soursop tea. and she was saying how it helped cure her cancer. And I sent it to my children's cousin who's battling breast cancer right now. She was diagnosed at the age of 28. Right now, she's in stage 3 breast cancer, and we were waiting for the test results to see if it had spread to her um, esophagus because she was having a lot of pain in her throat, but we're waiting for the results for that. But when she was diagnosed at 28, she refused to get the double mastectomy. And here we are today, and she's in stage 3. She didn't want to get the mastectomy because she didn't want for people to talk about her, and she didn't know how other people would feel about her. But when you're faced with something like this, it's not about other people; it's about you and your loved ones. That's what you have to think about. You just have to think about your loved ones and how it would affect them if you're not here. That's what encouraged me. Because my cousin asked me, she said, if you're not going to get the double mastectomy, why did you go get the test? I said, well, I want to know, so I can do other measures to prevent me from, early or to get early detection or to get, the early detection that there's so much needed. So she was like, yeah, I think you should just get a double mastectomy. I was like, no, ma'am. I'll reach that. I'll cross that hurdle when I get to it.
Right. That is good. And I pray for your relative that's battling that now, that, because God is able, he's a healer. He has the final say. So I pray that, she lives a long, healthy life, because we serve a suddenly type of God.
Absolutely.
The doctors don't always know. So I will keep her lifted in prayer. Once we get off the air, then I will ask you her name so I can personally submit, intercede for her in prayer, because I believe prayer changes things. So I will definitely be interceding for her.
Okay.
As well. But thank you once again for stopping by. But tell again about the date, the time. Oh, let me ask you this. What I thought this was so cool. I never heard of this before. I was telling Tanya that I do the podcast, we collaborate with on her podcast, Noonday My Time podcast. I've never heard of this type of walk before, and I thought it was so cool how it's called the Barbie and Ken affair. I think that is so cool how you do the pink and the blue. What made you guys come up with that concept? I love that idea. It's so beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So at first it was a Florence and Sumter breast cancer because we were just running with it. And then I was out of something, late one night, I was like, men get breast cancer too. And when I found out that breast cancer is a sister to prostate cancer, I was like, so let's involve the men too. So let's do pink and blue. And hey, Barbie's a big thing. We may as well make it a Barbie and Ken thing. So I'm gonna have on my tutu. So we do have t-shirts. The t-shirt orders are done with, but dress up in your favorite Barbie. Come as astronaut. I want to see astronaut Barbie. That's the one I want to see. Astronaut Barbie. We're gonna have a backdrop with the Barbie theme. I want to see Dr. Barbie. I want to see veterinarian Barbie. I want to see preacher Barbie. Preacher Ken, whoever you want to be. Just hey, military Barbie. I think I'm having military Barbie. And I know I'm gonna have some black Barbies, so I can't wait to see what everybody comes up with. But so yeah, we're gonna have a great time.
That is gonna be awesome. I just love that thing. I was like, wait a minute, I love that theme. I love that theme. You're probably gonna be setting a trend, right? Just so you know. That's probably people gonna feel like, this is a good idea. So who knows what it can possibly blossom into. But tell everyone once again the date, the date of the event, the time, and how early, if they haven't done so already, to register, how early they can register the day of.
So it's next Saturday, October the 14th. Prayer starts at 8:30. In-person registration starts at 7:30. And you can register online at Eventbrite, or you can call me if you have any questions at 843-731-1400. Don't be ashamed to call me. People call me all the time because I'm a real estate agent. That's just what I do, I answer my phone. So you
Yeah.
can call me if you have any questions. Go to Eventbrite and register. Come early on the 14th, next Saturday, and register. Started at 7:30. We'll have lots of volunteers. It's been amazing how many people I've had people reach out to me. Hey, you doing a breast cancer walk? I need some hours for community service? Can I help? I'm like, okay, sure.
Right.
Yeah, come on. So, yeah. And my
That's
church
awesome.
family helping, New Ebenezer Baptist Church. We got a whole crew, and we can't wait to see you and you and you and you and your Barbie and Ken stuff.
That's awesome. Well, I know it's going to be a huge success. I'm looking forward, and make sure you guys take, which I'm sure you will, take plenty of pictures and post them, and so I can actually share them on all of my social media platforms. But I applaud you for everything that you're doing, not only with the breast cancer walk, but everything that you're doing in the community. And also, guys, like she said, she's also a realtor. So if you're in the market to purchase a home, give her a call. So I
Yeah.
want you to post that information, that link to Eventbrite, post it in the comments so people can contact you and also get registered prior to the event. And like she said, the day of, if you don't register prior, you can register as early as 7:30 a.m. Saturday morning, October the 14th. And
And
go ahead.
we're also having a silent auction. I haven't figured out how we're going to do this silent auction. Maybe Tori can help me. But so I have, we're auctioning off a night in Florence. So we have a one night stay at Hotel Florence, $100 gift card to Victor's. We have Coco Bella this coupon. We have edible arrangements, Little Jazzy's, Lula's Coffee, and a couple other gift cards. We're going to be auctioning off that in a package, I think, or maybe individually. I haven't. I got all these gift cards. I'm like, thank you. Now I don't know what to do with them. So, so
Wow.
yeah. So
Hmm.
maybe we can collaborate and see how if we can do a silent auction or something. Just yeah. We
So
haven't
it'll
figured.
be, so the silent auction will be that day, right? Or
I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet.
okay, we'll talk about this off air. We'll figure something out. But you guys, whatever we decide to do, we'll make sure we post it on our social media platforms, because that could be something that could be done actually separately. It doesn't have to necessarily be done that day. But if you want to, we can do it separately. It's totally up to you. But we'll talk about that off the air.
Okay.
But thank you, like I said, thank you for everything that you're doing in the community. What are some of your final words that you like to share before we end the podcast?
First of all, thank you for having me. I really, really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to talk to me. It warms my heart. All the outpour of love from everybody. Thank you to all of our sponsors thus far. Thank you to everybody that reached out and that encouraged us to keep going. And if you, I guess the only thing